What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Jaime Munguia in the news, and as I predicted, as we all predicted, the B sample came back positive too. This is a statement issued on the behalf of Jaime Munguia. Says today we can confirm that Jaime Munguia's B sample has been opened and analyzed, and consistent with the A sample was also positive. Jaime was present in Utah for the opening of the B sample, demonstrating his respect for the process and his full commitment to transparency and cooperation at every step. We want to reiterate that this outcome does not change our position. Jaime did not knowingly or intentionally ingest any banned substance. We remain steadfast in the belief that this result was caused by contamination, and we are continuing to take every possible step to identify the source. At this stage, we are still awaiting clarification from specialists regarding the specific levels detected in the samples. As the next step, our team is submitting a list of all supplements and products Jaime used to WADA accredited laboratory for testing, whatever. All right, whatever, you see it. All right, and then it says, from Jaime Munguia, he says, I have spent my entire career and life doing things the right way. This is no exception. I love boxing, and I am the first one who wants to clear everything up because boxing is my life. I can't wait to get back in the ring. We're going to prove that we never disrespected the sport, my opponents, or misled the fans. Jaime remains unwavering in this commitment to clean competition, and we will continue to work closely with experts and relevant authorities to reach full clarity. We will provide updates and new information as new information becomes available. In the meantime, we thank you for the continued support, Team Jaime Munguia. All right, now I got a few questions. First and foremost, all right, as you guys saw, that was the statement that was issued on behalf of Jaime Munguia. They said that they sent all their the supplements in that they've taken. They sent that in. Why did y'all not do that before the testing? All right, why did, like, again, I stated this in the video before. Anytime that you test, any supplement you take, before you take the supplement, you can send it in and have it tested, and they can clarify whether it's, contaminated or good, right? And it doesn't take long to do it either. So I don't understand how that wasn't, clarified why that wasn't done in the first place. Jaime Munguia, they make too much money for it's no excuse on that. All right. Secondly, my question is this, bro. If you didn't knowingly take it, then how do you know you haven't been doing that your entire career if you've been doing the same thing? And this is why I say this, right? I mean, most people will say, well, because he never got tested before. And while that's very true, that's very much true, it's a situation like this. You guys remember when, what's that dude, Antonio Margarito? When, and this is for my OG boxing fans. When Antonio Margarito was finna fight Shane Mosley, obviously you remember what happened, the infamous rap situation. He had loaded gloves. He was caught with loaded gloves, right? Now, anybody that has ever boxed, ever competed before, you've had your hand wraps, right? Because there's a difference between wrapping your hands when you're, sparring or about to hit the bags, and then the pads that you use for when you're about to, compete. It is a difference in some cases. But if you guys had your hand wrapped like on that level, right? I don't know how it's physically possible that you don't know what's going into your hand wraps. But Mr. Antonio Margarito stood by the statement that he did not know what was going on, right? Now, my only question to Antonio Margarito was this. If you did not know your hands was being illegally wrapped, even though they're right in front of you, then how do you know that hasn't been going on your entire career? Because you stood on business when you said that you were clean against against Miguel Cotto. Antonio Margarito. I know this is off subject, but this is the same kind of, but you said that you were clean against Miguel Cotto. But how do you know that if you're sitting right there and dude is wrapping your hands right in front of you, if you're telling me that you didn't know your hands was loaded, how do you know your hands was not loaded in the Cotto fight? You don't, because you it's either one or two things you can say. You can either say that you don't know if they were loaded or not, or you know that they weren't loaded because you know these were loaded. Either way it goes. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you not know that this has not been going on, throughout your career? So, look, My only thing is, now that the B sample has come back, what's gonna happen next? Does that loss on Saras, whatever his name is, does that now get overruled? Which it should, in my opinion. And now Saras, if I'm Saras, I'm not even finna give you no rematch. I ain't finna fight you again for what? Nigga, you cheated. So what now? What does he go now? Well, he now that Saras dude now becomes a top contender in the well, I ain't gonna, maybe not a top. His name is now relevant at 168. So meaning, because he got a victory over Jaime Munguia and now this loss has been overruled, people are gonna be licking their chops to get that dude. Somebody like Edgar Berlanga, maybe Caleb Plant should fight him. I think Caleb Plant should fight dude. You know, get himself back in order or whatnot. But yeah, man, you know what's gonna happen now? I mean, and if you know they overturn the fight, which they should, what does that mean for Jaime Munguia's suspension? Because Jaime Munguia definitely has to get suspended by this. It doesn't. And listen, people want to make this sob story out. Let's just say that he didn't know, right? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he didn't know that there was illegal substances in his body, right? That doesn't change the fact that there was still illegal substances in your body that you had unwillingly or unknowingly taken. So therefore, it still was an unfair advantage, and therefore you still have to be punished for that. Or, you know, the fight has to be overruled because there was illegal substance in your body. So, again, for me, it's just, you know, it's just I don't really find no excuses about that, bro. And the sad part is, like, they say that a lot of top guys use some type of illegal substances. I don't really know. When I look up the benefits of it, it says exogenous, whatever that is. When discussing the benefits of exogenous testosterone, it's important to understand that its effects are often achieved through its conversations into various metabolites within the body. These includes DHTs. This is more potent. Okay, whatever. Potential benefits associated with exogenous, whatever, testosterone. So it helps with individuals that have low testosterone levels. So it improves body composition. It has been shown to increase, it says exogenous, whatever. It sounds like just something out of the Bible. But anyways, has been shown to increase lean body mass, muscle, and decrease fat mass. This effect is potentially enhanced by the action of DHT. It says it plays a role in regulating glucose metabolism, insulin sensitivity, and lipid metabolism. It can improve insulin sensitivity as well and glucose control as well. So I guess if you like have diabetes, you would take that. It improves mood and energy levels. Low testosterone is often linked to fatigue, depression, and irritability. At exogenous, whatever, testosterone can potentially improve mood, increase energy levels, and reduce feeling of anxiety and depression. Benefits for bone health. So there's benefits for bone health. It's cardio benefits. I'm not finna get into all this. While still understood research, there can be evidence that testosterone can contribute to cardiovascular health and low testosterone, so it helps with your cardio and all that. Man, look, bro. So it has its benefits, which is why it's a banned substance. And that's another thing that kind of gets me. A lot of people were doing this with Ryan Garcia when they were talking about the ostarine in his body or whatnot, and they were like, "Oh, it doesn't even do it. It just helps with such as." Obviously, it does something because it's a banned substance. It's a reason why it's a banned substance. So it's like, bro, like people gotta stop trying to make excuses just because you guys like these fighters, bro. And then finally, you know, probably what should be done the most is somebody got to investigate Eddie Reynoso's count. Because what the heck are they doing for all these fighters to be testing positive for a banned substance? This has been going on a little bit too long. All right. From what, 5? I counted 5, but somebody, I think it was Paulie or somebody said it was actually 6 fighters from his count to test positive for a banned substance. So we'll see what it is, man. But, you know, this is just not a good look, man. Unfortunately for Jaime Munguia, this is going to be a setback in his career, which I thought could have been a pretty good year, even though he lost twice the year. I was just happy that he was active, but don't look like he'll be active, or he shouldn't be active within the next few years, in my opinion. You know, if you take a banned substance, I just feel like first and foremost, the first plea you should be, depending on the severity of the drug. Like if it's one of them like injections, you should be banned from the sport for life. But the first, like in this case, I feel like the first offense he should be gone for at least 3 years, bro. You got to hit him where it hurt. Not no 6 months. Not no 6 months, because I mean fighters take off in between that time anyways. My wife just walked in and she just messed everything up. Anyways, that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?